Reno, Nevada. Hey, Reno is a great place to live. If you're considering a move to Reno, this is going to be the video for you, because in this video, we're going to talk about all of the costs that are associated with living in Reno, Nevada. Logan, Allen, Williamson here. Thank you for stopping by. I'm a local real estate agent right here in Reno, Nevada. And I will tell you what, if you want to know everything that there is to know about the cost of living and what it's even like to be here in Reno, what it's like to live, eat, sleep, work, and play, then this is the channel for you. Please make sure that you click that subscribe button below, tap that little notification bell so you're notified every time I come out with a new video, and make sure that you go ahead and click that like button. It really helps this channel grow. Now, we have people from all over the world, especially California, that are contacting me constantly about relocating and moving to the Reno metro area, and I absolutely love it. If you are even considering a move to Reno, or you just want to know what the overall vibe is like living in Reno, please reach out to me. You can even send me a carrier pigeon, but preferably send me a call. Send me a text or give me a call, send me a text, write me an email, but I definitely want to speak with you if you are considering a move to Reno, Nevada. Now we're going to discuss all the stats and all the costs that are associated with living or moving to Reno, but we've got to have a reference point for that. So what we're going to reference is the national average, and that national average we're going to call an even 100. So when we talk about things like housing expenses, utilities, transportation costs, that's all going to be relative to that national average right at 100. So Reno as a whole, the general Reno metro area is at 116 for the cost of living against the national average. Now, prices have inflated in Reno over the course of the past decade. That's for a number of different reasons. Housing prices have increased, food prices have increased, there are new developments, there's improved infrastructure that's happening up in Reno, but overall, the economic growth of the area has been incredible, and that contributes a lot to it now being above the national average at that 116 mark. There are a lot of great things happening in Reno, as I'm sure you've heard if you're considering a move up there, but it's still a really reasonable, inexpensive place to live, especially if you're comparing it to places over in California where you may be thinking of relocating from. Okay, so what everybody wants to talk about, Reno housing. Compared to the national average, believe it or not, Reno is indexed at 160, meaning it's 60% above that national average. Now, the average price point for a single family home in Reno is up at $370,000. Now, that's increased over $100,000 in the course of the past 5 or 10 years. Now, there's a lot of companies that are coming up to Reno, and that may be one of the reasons why you're considering relocating. But generally, you can still find a great home in Reno, regardless of which area you need to be in, for a great price. And that average price point is still pretty reasonable when you're comparing home prices to places over, like, for instance, California. Now, what a lot of people don't know is that 75% of the buyer pool, meaning that 75% of people that are actively searching for homes in Reno are actually people from California right now. Pretty staggering statistic. Eating up in Reno, we're at 102 compared to that national average. Now, Reno isn't right on the coast. It's not right on the ocean. You're not going to get the freshest seafood in the world, but there are a ton of great restaurants, especially in the Midtown area. There's a lot of new restaurants that are coming in. There's a lot of chefs that are putting together great menus, and there are certainly some places that are expensive, like the Harris Steakhouse, which may not be around much longer, and different places where you can get a premium bite to eat. But overall, anywhere between $10 and $30 for two people to go eat lunch is usually pretty reasonable. $10, of course, being on that extremely low end for a quick bite to eat at your local, hole in the wall. But you can definitely go out to eat for under 30 bucks in Reno. Go grab a happy hour, get something to drink. It's a really reasonable place to grab a bite to eat. Okay, so utilities up in Reno. You're not going to pay those huge California costs. If you're considering coming over to Reno and you're worried about utilities, I'll tell you, just don't. You don't have to worry about high internet costs. You don't have to worry about power, gas, and electric being through the roof. Reno is really general as far as the electricity and the energy costs. And what I would anticipate for a single family household is anywhere between about $225 and maybe $475 per month. And that $475 is probably going to be on the high end if you have the average energy consumption. Now, as far as internet, you're going to get great internet for under $100. And if you're paying more than that, you might really want to take a look into your particular bill and see what the heck they're charging you for. Healthcare up in Nevada, especially in northern Nevada, in Reno, is at 92 compared to that national average. We've got great healthcare. You're not going to see a lot of research hospitals and research facilities like you're going to see over in California at Stanford and places like that. But what you are going to see is great health facilities. We've got trauma centers. We've got the ability to helicopter folks in from Lake Tahoe and different places into Reno. And what I will tell you is that if you need care, what you can do is you can find it here at affordable rates. Transportation up in Nevada. A lot of people drive here, and if you've heard anything about the traffic in Reno, you've probably heard people complain, especially if they're local, but people complain in Reno if it takes you more than 6 minutes to get all the way across town. I'll tell you, if you have any familiarity with places that have even the slightest amount of traffic, what I will tell you is that Reno is incredible. You can literally get from one end of town to the other in under 20 minutes, and now with the improved infrastructure and the addition of a couple different highway expansions, you can get all the way out to places like Carson City down south in under 45 minutes to an hour. It's unbelievable how accessible everything is up here. And as far as your transportation costs, we've got city fare, and you know, a lot of people don't like city fare. They say it's very inefficient, but bus passes are relatively inexpensive. And I'll tell you, for under about 100 to 150 bucks per month, you can get a city fare pass right at everywhere, but a lot of people do drive up here. Now, what I want to tell you is that if you want new content, I'm going to do videos about commute times in Reno, about the infrastructure that is being expanded here, and about what some of the commute times are out to USA Parkway and places like that. If that's information that you think you would like, or if you're just new to this channel in general, this is where you get all the information about moving up to or relocating to Reno, Nevada. And what I would ask you to do is please hit that little notification bell right next to that subscribe button. After you tap that, that's going to let you know every time I release new videos about everything related to moving up to Reno. Also, please give this channel a quick thumbs up. Like it if you're getting value from this, because it really helps us reach more people. Gas prices up here are going to be relatively standard to the national average. What you'll see down in the Reno Basin is you're going to see prices hovering just north of $3. That's going to be all the way up to close to that $4 mark, if not even more at certain times of the year up in the Lake Tahoe area. But generally, you're looking at that $3.50 to $4 mark per gallon, pretty consistent with the national average. Now, daycare in Reno is not going to be as competitive as in places like San Francisco, but one of the things that you need to think about when moving up to Reno is daycare, and you need to think about it in advance. And now it's becoming more and more popular for people to move over here, and therefore daycares are becoming more and more competitive. Now, it's going to be a couple to a few $100 a week for daycare, so you need to definitely factor that into the cost of living here when you're trying to budget or put your plan together. But what I will tell you is that there are some things like nanny share where, you know, friends are getting to know each other. Once you start to meet and greet people up here and get familiar with the area, you may find some folks that you can split daycare costs with. You can have some families actually share a nanny and have the kids get together. Of course, daycare costs are going to decrease as the kiddos get older, up into that 2-3-year-old range. But overall, daycare is accessible up here. You just need to think about it, make some phone calls in advance. I'll tell you what, when it comes to housing, I'll help you find the house that's going to fit your lifestyle. I'll help you avoid any of those worries, those pains that come along with the house finding process. When it comes to daycare, it's something you got to take care of. Okay, well, I hope this video gave you some great insight into what some of the costs are associated with moving up to the Reno, Nevada area. I'll tell you what, I'll find you a great house. I'll find the house that's going to fit your lifestyle, being that there are so many diverse areas here in the Reno metro area that you can move. More videos to come on that. But for right now, just give us a call. If you're considering relocating or moving inside of the Reno metro area, I want to help you. I've got your back. Send me a carrier pigeon, or shoot me a text message, give me a call, or send me an email. All that information is going to be accessible in the video here as well as down below in the description. I can't wait to talk to you soon.